Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest cues from the D-State, starting from the benchmark index moves to sectoral action and all the stocks that are passing the most in trade. As we start off another week, what are the key points that you should remember as an investor and where should you be really looking in for opportunities in case you're an equity investor? All of that will be discussed on this specific show. We'll also be joined by an expert. But first up, a quick check as to how the markets are doing at this point in time. Well, halfway through the mark, and you can actually see the markets trading flat with the positive buyers with 18,593, 594 kind of levels coming in on the Nifty. 30 points of a bump up. On the other side, 80 points of a jump for the Sensex as well. It's hovering near 62,706 odd levels. That's 1/10% higher in trade today. Also, when we talk about the broader markets, it's the small caps that's definitely stealing the show today. About 0.7% of an uptick for this one. The broader markets mid-cap index also up by 0.3% odd as well. Now, when we talk about the other sectoral indices, starting from the Nifty Bank as well, you will see a flat movement right there amid a lot of volatility that this index has been facing right from the word go. Apart from this, the financial services is doing slightly better, about 0.2% up in trade. When we talk about the private banks, for example, they are still sulking in trade, about 0.04% of a decline for that one. The PSU banks have recovered from last trading session, about 0.3% of an uptick can be seen for this one. But which are the indices that are actually doing very well in this market today? It's the IT space, 1.4% uptick for the Nifty IT index. The realty space is up by 1% odd as well. Half odd percent gains coming in for the oil and gas space as well. And the rest of the sectors are inching up, but metals are up by 0.6%. But you talk about autos that are flat, absolutely. Pharma is flat, absolutely. FMCG index is slightly sulking in trade today. So it's a mixed day of trade with large part of the indices showing some kind of a bounce in today's trading action. When we talk about the top gainers, again, you'll find a whole host of names coming in from the IT pack today as part of the Nifty gainers, including names such as HCL Technologies, Infosys, for example, that's up in trade. Apart from this, you have BPCL, NTPC, and Adani Ports also showing some kind of movement on the top. On the downside, however, some of the consumer-based names like Titan is down in trade today. ITC from the FMCG pack is also slightly down. Maruti is seeing some profits being taken off the table. L&T and Power Grid, the other laggards as we speak as of now. But let's welcome our guest on the show. Chandan Taparia joins in. He's the Vice President of Technicals and Derivatives at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Welcome, Mr. Taparia, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. As we begin this new week, what is the sense that you're getting as far as the market positioning is concerned?
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you. Thanks for having me. So talking about the Nifty, overall setup is positive, but in between we are moving in a range. If I look at the broader picture, the index has been making higher tops, higher bottom formations, but on lower time frame, it has been consolidating in a range. We have seen some profit booking in last two trading session, and now again it got stuck in a range. So we'll continue to be with major trend, that is buy on decline, and we believe that till Nifty holds above 18,442 zone, overall setup could intake to positive and decline could be both. And we are expecting a move towards 18,888 and higher zone slow and steady, which is the new lifetime high marks. Similarly, on the Bank Nifty index, we are in the range and multiple supports are near to 43,750. So till it holds 43,750, buy on decline could continue for an upside move towards 44,500 zone in the banking index.
Okay, understood that. We'll come back to more on markets and specific stocks as well, but it's important to actually take note of the news flow that's coming in as far as the market development is concerned, especially in the options space. Now, India's options frenzy has actually risen to a crescendo in the month of May because we've seen both the Nifty and the Nifty Bank options volumes hitting a record 5.64 billion contracts as the Bank Nifty hit a new high and the Nifty also approached its all-time high levels. But Mr. Taparia, I wanted to take your own sense on this kind of move that we've been seeing in the option space. What has really made options so popular as an instrument among the retail investors?
So, Sakshi, option in an interesting fact. And nowadays we say option is not an option, is a compulsion if you have to be in trading and in market. So what we noticed over the last 5 to 10 years, the option turnover is growing rapidly. There are a couple of reasons behind it, especially if I talk about in last 3 to 4 years. First, many people started to understand about the option trading. If you are the option buyer, if you are turning into the option seller, and the new one is the option strategy, and people are also utilizing the option for algo trading as well.
Okay.
Why people are trading more in options? Because it provides the leverage. And if you are a buyer of an options, then your risk is limited to the premium which you are paying, and your reward is comparatively much higher. But most of the retail people are trading in buying side
Yeah.
with the view that less capital is required. But if you look at the fact that most of the time option writer makes money, if I look at the simple probability theory, then option buyer has probability to make money by 33% time, while seller has probability to make money by 67% time. And most of the
Okay.
retail people, they believe that investment is small, risk is small, and they can make big. They are using the option as a momentum point of view and ready to lose. So that is the reason that they are losing more compared to they are making.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, those who are trading options in retail side, they might not be managing the risk reward ratio. When they are making small point gains, but when they are losing more because option is the time decay property. So all these are the reason that why people are not able to make money. Those who are only doing buying side, but those who are looking in option strategy, writing, using through the rule, they are making the decent return in such kind of segment. So popularity of option is you can take the view, you can buy, sell whatever the view have, you can convert into option strategy, can get the benefit of the time decay, you can utilize for hedging. And nowadays, from last couple of weeks, we are having multiple days weekly expiry. Like Tuesday we have Fin Nifty expiry, Thursday we
Yeah.
have Nifty Bank Nifty expiry, and
Yeah.
now NSE shifting their Bank Nifty expiry to Friday, and already the BSE Sensex started their BSX weekly expiry on Friday. So all
Sure.
these are the reason that why options are trending hot and people are trading more into the option segment.
So is that also a reason why we saw this jump in volumes also in the month of May and we saw those record levels?
Exactly. So earlier people were only focusing on Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now Fin Nifty is the new kid for weekly expiry on Thursday. So that is the reason. And second, when market is in momentum and people want to get the benefit, and especially what happens when market hits to the new high, there is tendency that more traders and investors come into the picture. So that is
Yeah.
also one reason that market is hitting to new high and all the newspaper and television are showing that we are hitting high. So that attracts more trader and participants or investor to be into the markets. So that is one reason. Second, the Fin Nifty, and third is the popularity of option itself, because many people are using the algos and creating their inbuilt strategy. And one part is in last many months or last few years, many engineers or algo based people are coming. They are creating their own rule-based strategy and getting the benefit in the market. So all these are the reason that why options are continuously having the more participation across the different set of market participation front.
Right. But Mr. Taparia, just like how you were also pointing out the concerns that you are currently looking at, that why more retail investors are actually facing more losses than they are looking at profits if they are into options. The market regulator has also time and again told brokers to flag the risks of derivatives trading on each order to caution the inexperienced or the first time or new retail investors who may not have that much experience. Could you explain to all our viewers who may be thinking of exploring this option for the same reasons that you have just pointed out that makes options really lucrative, but what are the kind of risks that they should be aware of?
So, Sakshi, when you're asking this question, let me add one example to understand the options well and the scenario of the market, money making and risk reward. So, option when Sakshi, when two-wheeler and four-wheeler started,
Yeah.
then many people were complaining and they were having issues that because of two-wheeler and four-wheeler, they are having more accidents. But in actually, the problem is not with the instrument. Problem is with the people who are doing the race driving or people who are doing the race driving.
Right.
Similarly, option is one of the beautiful financial product. The problem is not with the product. Problem is with the people who are not knowing it and they are using it as a race driving or over leverage or not managing the risk. So I believe if you understand this concept, if you understand this product and good at money management and risk management, I think this product will reward you well. But what happens? People are using option as a multi-fold return. That premium will go double or triple and four times.
Yeah.
So in that greed and fear, they cannot make money. And option has by default time decay mechanism and time decay property. So they are not able to take the risk out of that. So I think these are the reason that why people need to focus on the same. And what I understand, derivative is a zero sum game. If someone is making money, then obviously the other person is losing money. So it's a zero sum game, right? So I believe option trading is all about people who are not learned to people who have learned it well This is the transfer of the money from those who are not learned to the people who have learned and doing well. And again, what I understand, even if you look at the normal scenario, even into look at the economy and the business, 20% people are making 80% money, and 80% people are making 20% money. This is the simple rule. Whether you talk about any industry, whether you talk about the textile or the metal, any kind of trading and business,
Yeah,
even so, what I understand, this is going to be there. So this is the uh, product which is available on the platform. You
correct.
learn well, then only you can get money out of it. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough. And one more thing I want to add,
Yeah.
because of options, people are trading more into options, and comparatively, I believe risk is lower than the future. Earlier, when people trading in future, the risk used to be unlimited, and mark to mark concerns were also there. But when you're trading in options, at least you
Yeah.
don't have concern of the mark to mark. And risk is because people are doing over leverage. If
Yes.
someone is having 20,000 rupees, he's putting entire 20,000 rupees on the risk. Then you can understand whether you'll get some return, or otherwise the entire capital will wipe down. So this is what you need to believe, and I believe that because of the weekly expiry, you are having multiple bets. You can trade on every week, and I think if you are giving four opportunity to utilize the risk of 10,000 every week, there is
Sure.
high probability that 1 or 2 weeks will go in your favor. So all such probability scenario and probability theory you need to keep in mind if you have to be a successful option trader. And these are the couple of reasons that why people are not able to make money. And I think you need to understand this product well, and need to focus more on the risk management if really you need to work in this product and make money for long term.
Right. So understanding, better understanding, deeper understanding of the product, and also no over leveraging. Those are the points in mind that you have to keep in mind. No over leveraging is definitely one of the concerns that Mr. Taparia has brought out as to one of the concerns where most of the investors are not able to make profits at this point in time, and more buying and less selling. Those are the kind of, because of the money differential that you have. All of those are the key risks that everybody has to definitely keep in mind right now. But definitely, like you pointed out, that the product is good, but it's the people who have not got enough experience to trade in this space are actually getting in with inexperience, and they are actually ending up making losses. So that's something that we will keep in mind as well. But going forward from here, apart from the options in the markets per se, what would you tell all the first-time retail investors? Are there enough opportunities for them to also explore the cash market in case they do not have as much of experience in the options and futures space?
So what I understand, let's say I'm replying these questions with the view that newcomer are coming to the market. First, I request everyone to make the habit of investment. There are so many people who are investing and trading both, but I always believe most part of the ratios of your capital should be given to the investment, and less part should be given into the trading. Because in trading, consistency is more written. You need
Yeah.
to focus on the risk management. But if you're looking for long term, and if you have selected good company and having some passive, then that will reward well. And power of compounding will work in your favor. So what I suggest and request to each and every person who's listening to us, that make the habit of investment. And again, if you have multiple asset class, and I believe that equity is one of the best asset class. If you know about the stocks, you can do the direct investment in those stocks. If you don't know, start with SIP or mutual fund.
Yeah.
So I think investment is important. Then power compounding will be there, and most of the visionaries and government is having target of $5 trillion. So companies who are there in the stock market, definitely they are going to go. Then only the $5 trillion economy will be there. So I think for next 1 or 2 decades, that will be belongs to India, and you should be there in the equity markets. Go with the selective theme, go with the selective stocks, diversify your portfolio, and first of all, make the habit of investment. Whether you do with the
Sure.
monthly SIP or weekly SIP, or select the few stocks and trade. And then second advice, those who are also looking for trading, use the instrument first, try to understand that, don't over leverage, start with less quantity, make the consistency for next 6 months or 1 year, then you put more risk, then only this market will reward, and you'll get
Sure.
benefit out of trading system.
Got that, understood that as well. Okay, then, Mr. Taparia, just like how you pointed out that, next decade is going to be India's decade, and there are going to be enough opportunities for investors to really look at some themes and stocks. So for the long-term investor, starting off today, which theme and which stocks would you really bet on, and where would you ask them to put their money?
Yeah, so very nice questions, and definitely I'll reply on it. So we believe that first sector will be BFSI, because of without banking and financials, no economy can grow. and
Yeah.
already we have seen good strength. And your Bank Nifty index just made the new lifetime high couple of days back and now consolidating. And I think after some consolidation, next leg of rally start. So banking financial will be in focus. In banking, you can focus on Axis, ICICI Bank, IDFC, First Bank. In financial, you can focus on M&M Finance or Bajaj Finance. Then second will be auto. And again, in the recent RBI policy, there was no change in the rate, but we believe that now there will be the change in the rate cycle. So any stocks or any sector which is related to the rate sensitive will get benefit. So auto should be in focus, and we have positive stance on counter like Tata Motors or Maruti or selective auto ancillaries. So first is the BFSI, second is the auto, third I'll focus on the defense.
Okay.
So Make in India and defense is to be very well. However,
Mm.
most of the defense stock have already seen the good momentum, and these are the couple of stocks. And this is the one sector where we are continuously talking about. So in defense, one need to focus on the counter where good and some decent return can be made. So stock like HAL or BDL or MTARTEC or BL are the name. Or then you can focus on the shipping related counter like Cochin Shipyard or Mazgaon Do. So BFSI, auto, and defense. These are the
Okay.
three sector where I list. These are the couple of stocks one need to keep in mind. And what, last but not least, that is the capex and capital goods infra counter. So you can focus whether L&T or BHEL because without infrastructure project, nothing can be done. And in the recent last budget, government was totally focused on the capex team. So these are the
Correct.
four sector which belongs to which belongs to market. And I believe all these couple of stocks and all these sector are likely to outperform in next couple of weeks, months to years and decade.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Taparia, for being with us and sharing such wonderful insights with all our viewers, both on options and the otherwise overall market scenario. Four key sectors that you should focus on in case you're a long, medium, or small term investor, because these are the themes that he believes can actually turn, profitable going forward. It's BFSI, auto, defense, and capital goods. Select stocks have also been shared with you. Thank you very much. Always appreciate having you on Business Today TV, Mr. Taparia. And thank you so much for sharing all these wonderful insights. Let's look at the markets right now. The Sensex hovering about 72 points higher in trade, 30 points of an uptick on the Nifty as well. But we'll continue to watch out for as to how the markets really pan in the second half of trading session as well. Until then, thanks a lot for tuning in.